So this video is going to be about storytelling through tarot. Now this is a technique that I learned when I was originally learning to read the cards. The cards do have traditional meanings, but one of the first things I learned when learning to read the tarot cards is my teacher just said, look at the picture on the card. What story does it tell? What do you see in the card? So let's take an example of that. I'm going to just show you one card. This is the Chariot card. Now, if you look at this card, what do you see here? You see a guy, he's sitting down, he's got a beard, he looks kind of old-fashioned, he's sitting on what looks like a chariot. You can see that there's purple and blue and green in this card, so it can mean just about anything, right? But you can just take these elements and imagine, now what would the story behind this card be? So I'm going to use this card and a couple of others as an example to tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a prince sitting in a chariot, and he was going somewhere, and he was thinking about where he was going. Now I'm going to go on to the next card. This card is the Four of Wands. Where was the prince going? He was going to a wedding. Because as you can see, there's a woman holding a bouquet. She's catching it, so she could be at a wedding. He was going to a wedding. And when he got there, what did he see? He saw someone who had fallen over and was sitting amongst a pile of wine glasses. And he wondered, how on earth could that possibly have happened? So that's just one story that I could tell. Let's try this again. And let's see if we can tell a different story with the cards. Okay, so once upon a time, a man who looked very much like Jesus was looking at his own reflection while he was sitting in a chariot, and he was lost deep in thought. He was thinking about a girl he almost married, but somehow he had let slip away. And when he thought about her, he wanted her to be ecstatic, but realized that she might be really unecstatic about the fact that they had let this opportunity pass as well. Okay, so that's just a story that we could tell. So let's say a client calls up and says something like, I'm thinking of making more of a commitment with my partner. Does this look like a good idea? Now, of course, I would get psychic messages through, and I could also look at the traditional meaning of the cards. So for instance, the first card, the Chariot, is about moving on. So I might say, in the past, you thought about moving on from your partner. But in the present, right now, you're really thinking about getting married or making a really serious commitment, and it looks like it could be a good idea. However, there's a little warning in the cards that there might be some issues that might make you unhappy, because if it were upright, this is the Ten of Cups, it would be like, yeah, you're likely to be really ecstatic. This way, it's like, oops, the cards are giving you a little heads up that you need to change things, timing's wrong, something like that. So that in a nutshell is how we can use storytelling in the cards as a through line to get a story of what's happening in our clients' lives. So I hope that was helpful for you, and come have a reading with me.